Hi, I'm Mayor Paul Moriarty with another important update for taxpayers about our 2008 municipal budget. Here's the latest news. On July 23rd, Town Council met and rejected the budget that I had introduced a month earlier, which called for a $1.4 million decrease in spending while maintaining all township services at their current level. Instead, Council proposed an increase in spending and a higher tax increase than the one I originally proposed. Now, before I address this further, I'd like to replay the previous explanation of my 2008 budget. Take a listen. This year, however, our budget reflects both good news and bad news. The good news is that this budget totals $36.1 million, which is $1.4 million less than the 2007 budget. That's right, I said less. This is the second time during my administration that we have reduced the budget from the previous year. To put that in perspective, only once before in the 23-year history of our form of government in Washington Township has the municipal budget ever been reduced, and that was back in 1995. Achieving a budget reduction is undoubtedly no easy feat. The bad news, however, is that our total revenues are down about 4% over last year. Some of the economic factors contributing to this decline are the following. The national economy has had a trickle-down effect, causing an all-time high in housing foreclosures. That means our tax collection rate has decreased this year. And when less people pay their taxes, we have less money to cover our government's expenses. Additionally, we've been dealt a cut in state aid amounting to $442,000 less than we received last year. Also, the amount of grant money available to our town has decreased. Grant monies that paid for all or part of some of township services will have to be made up for in this budget. Finally, revenues the township anticipated from sales of licenses and other sources did not materialize as expected. This too can be attributed to a poor economic climate. What does this mean to the taxpayers? Well, even though our overall budget is down $1.42 million from last year, the loss of these revenues will require a tax increase in 2008. So why can't we just cut the budget even more to make up for these revenue losses? Well, at the same time, we are faced with rising expenses that are straining our town's ability to provide services. Some examples. Soaring fuel costs for our vehicles have forced us to budget $100,000 more this year than last. Our state pension fund obligation has increased close to $700,000 more this year. We've also experienced an increase in health benefits and contractual responsibilities to our employees, amounting to over $660,000. These are costs we cannot avoid. Of course, we are not alone. This year, municipalities across the state are forced to make ends meet while facing these same types of economic realities. But let me point out that many towns of similar size to Washington Township will introduce budgets this year that make our own town look downright frugal. In Parsippany, Morris County, a town of about 50,000 residents, the budget is $60 million. In Union Township, Union County, where 54,000 reside, the budget is $80 million. Remember, our budget this year is $36 million for roughly the same number of residents. Clearly, the economy has had a significant impact on many municipalities. For the past 3 years, we have managed to do more with less and pass the savings along to our residents. However, faced with new economic challenges this year, we're going to have to ask our taxpayers for help. I am proposing an increase of 7.8 cents per $100 on assessed home values. This equates to a $101 tax increase for the average homeowner in Washington Township. Believe it or not, given this economic climate, that's actually good news. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not good news in the let's open some champagne and celebrate kind of way, but it is good news in the it could be much worse kind of way. Tax increases in towns throughout our region have soared this year, 10 cents, 12 cents, 16 cents, in one case as much as 34 cents. Now, I'm not trying to knock other towns. They are all experiencing similar challenges this year and dealing with them as best they can. But the reality is that this year we have been met with a perfect storm, decreased revenues, increased expenses, and a very difficult economy. I wish I did not have to ask our taxpayers to shoulder this additional burden, but frankly, there is no other choice. Remember, as I previously stated, our 2008 proposed budget is $1.4 million less than last year's budget. We have worked tirelessly to find cost savings wherever possible. For example, we renegotiated our waste management contract. This renegotiation will save the township $112,000 for the remainder of the year and close to $200,000 next year. We are further negotiating that contract to generate additional savings next year. Additionally, we look to our employee benefits package for potential cost savings. We adopted a new prescription drug provider, generating a $50,000 reduction in costs each year. We also negotiated a cut in sales commissions with our insurance broker. Also, we are saving money by keeping our workforce lean and efficient. The number of municipal employees is now at the lowest it's been in years, down 5% since I took office. Some departments are actually down to just 2 employees. Those employees are doing more with less, and we appreciate their commitment to this community.